Hey, it's Sue with Explore More with Sue, and I just wanted to do a quick wrap up of our entire journey on the Carnival Panorama October 2nd through the 9th, 2021. The embarkation or getting on board the ship was quick and easy. It took about 30 minutes from the time we got in line to get on board until we were actually on board. I have a separate video on that if you want to check out a few more details about that. The debarkation process or getting off the ship, that was really easy also. It took about 30 minutes from the time our group was called until we got our bags, had gone through customs, and we were standing outside ready to catch our transportation. So it was, shout out to the way Carnival did it. It worked really, really well. Uh, Lee Mason, the cruise director, I want to mention him very first thing. He was energetic, he was fun, he was clever, he's funny, he's everywhere. He leads a great deck party. He is always willing to stop and take pictures with people, and he was everywhere. He was in the theater for the morning show. He was leading the deck parties. He was leading parties in the atrium. He just was boundless. He had boundless energy and did a really great job, as well as his fun squad that works for him. They also had trivia, bingo, all the usual cruise things, and then some. So shout out to Lee and his fun squad for providing great energy for this cruise. The deck parties are very similar to what they were before. You've got the sail away party, the white nights party. So if you had sailed Carnival before, and you know the deck parties and you like the deck parties, most of them are there. The one thing that's different is that they aren't quite as crowded because the cruise that we were on was at 50% capacity. So there are fewer people, but there's just as much energy and they're just as much fun. If deck parties aren't your thing and you would like a quiet spot to read a book or work on your computer or just take a nap, there are so many places on the ship to do that. It's a huge ship. It's designed really, really well, and you can find numerous places to sit by yourself and be able to relax and not be bothered by any noise. And if you're somebody that's somewhere in between deck parties and sitting by yourself with no noise, there are plenty of places that you can find where there's a happy medium there as well. The casino is up and going. It's a beautiful casino. They do not have a bar in the casino. They took the bar out. So there's no casino bar, but if you are playing and you want something to drink, they do have servers coming around and taking your order. So you won't have to worry about missing out on that. If you are a sports fan and you are worried about missing out on your sports team's game or match or whatever it might be for the time that you're on board, don't worry, because the Panorama has the Heroes Tribute area. It's a bar, and it is designed with numerous screens with a bunch of different sporting events going on all the time. And it's a tribute. This space is a tribute to our military. So there are framed military uniforms. There are photos. There are military awards that are up on the wall, and it's a great space to be. Even if you're not watching sports, at least walk by and check it out because it's a really cool place to be. We happened to be there on the ship during football season, so we saw a group of Packers fans that found each other, and a group of Cowboys fans, and a group of Rams fans, and so they all managed to find each other, and it was like a tailgating party during the game. So that was fun. There's also a big screen TV in Guy's Pig and Anchor, and they always had a sporting event on every time we walked through. So those are both spaces to definitely check out. Let's talk about the service. The service was outstanding. No matter where we were, the service was excellent. They were clearing the plates as soon as we finished. They were wiping down the railings. They were wiping off the buttons for the elevator. We really felt like they went above and beyond as far as the cleanliness of the ship goes. They just did a super good job. It's very easy to get a beverage if you are on a lounge or you're sitting somewhere and you don't want to get up and go get one. There are servers walking around all the time that will happily take your order and bring you a beverage. There are movies under the stars on the Lido deck. So they have movies every day. Sometimes late at night they don't have a late night movie if they're having a deck party that night, but at least once a day there's a movie under the stars, and you can check the schedule on the Carnival app. The Carnival app is so good for everything. It's got all of the hours of all the restaurants. It's got what's happening around the ship, and it's pretty up to date. We found that there were very few errors in it. So they used to have the paper fun times that got delivered to your stateroom every night. They don't have those anymore. So it's all in the app. If you're not an app person, then you need to have it in paper form. If you go to guest services, they have an abbreviated version of the fun times there every day that you can pick up. So then at least you'll be able to see most of what's going on. The activities on board were varied and numerous. So outside, they've got a basketball court, the sky ride, miniature golf, foosball, ping pong, shuffleboard. They also have a really, really fun water park with 2 giant slides, one of which you lie down on your back and just go. The other one, you sit on an inner tube, and it goes around about 5 times, and then you get down to the bottom. Really fun for kids of all ages. I did the inner tube one. Super, super fun. In fact, I did it more than once. And then there's a water park down at the bottom with fountains and buckets that dump over your head, and that is a lot of fun and very, very popular, and it's very well watched. There are lifeguards there, so the kids love that, and the adults like it too. There's also an indoor trampoline park, and it was never crowded. You have to make a reservation, but every time I walked by, I peeked in the door, and there wasn't anybody in there, so you have to make a reservation. It is an extra charge. It's not much. It's $15, but they have a bunch of trampolines. They've got a rock climbing wall. They've got a rope ladder in there. And at nighttime, they turn the lights, the regular lights down, and turn the disco ball on. And so it's kind of a laser sort of thing going on. So that was really fun. They have a really good arcade too, with a bunch of different machines. So the children's the kids clubs are not running right now. If for the 12 and under set, they're not running, but the teen clubs are open and running. So, but there's plenty of stuff to do, whether you have a teen or a younger kid. There's a lot of stuff to do, and they are going to enjoy their time on board. There are so many dining options, and there's so many that I've put those in a separate video. So my separate video with all the different dining options, including the main dining room and the buffet, and then all the specialty restaurants, that's a different video. So tune into that if you want to look at, if you want a better idea of what the dining options are. But just to wrap up, the guests were friendly. They were all having a good time. I mean, we were so happy to be back on board, and so was everybody else. It's like cruising is back, finally, after all this time when there was no cruising. And we're just so happy, and it felt exactly the same, except you have to wear masks when you're indoors, and there weren't as many people on board. But otherwise, it was basically the same as it was before. It felt great. It's a great way to travel for all ages and whatever physical abilities people have. It's a way to see other places that's easier than many other types of travel, and it's a great bargain too. So you don't have to worry about making your bed or cleaning the bathroom or fixing your food. It's just a great vacation value that I highly, highly recommend. So I hope if you haven't been on the Panorama, you get a chance to go. If you have been on the Panorama, I hope you get to go again, and I hope you get out there, get cruising, get traveling, and enjoy wherever it is that you go. You will not be disappointed. And the next adventure awaits.